What is up, you guys? Welcome to the next episode of a Rating Podcast Show. With you is I, Ragnall, aka Evan, and these mofos going to introduce themselves.
Well, Solid Space, right here.
Modern Mega, hi.
And we're gonna be talking about Nintendo Direct. So who wants to start? Because I did not see it
Well, I think the
completely.
best way to start this would be with a list of the things that were mentioned, and then we just nitpick from there.
Good idea.
We had excuse me. We had some Twilight Princess HD. We had Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. We had Xenoblade Chronicles X, Pokemon Tournament. We had Star Fox Zero. We had Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. Fire Emblem Fates. Both sides.
Zelda.
Hyrule Warriors Legends. A quick, super tiny mention on the Zelda U thing. The Megaman Legacy Collection. Final Fantasy Explorers. And amongst,
Star Fox.
Oh my God, Carlos, are you even listening to half of the things? Holy freaking shit! This is why we don't bring you in anymore.
Shut the fuck up.
Separating from everything, since Carlos is just gonna echo everything I say. We also had SteamWorld Heist, Typo Man, Mighty Number 9, and Kerbal Space Program being brought into the Wii U. Amongst other things, a little bit of Super Mario Maker, a little bit of Mario Tennis, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, Nintendo Badge Arcade, and Triforce Heroes. That is more or less what was mentioned. I do believe the Japan Nintendo Direct also had some Monster Hunter related stuff. Most of it just being some of the DLC they're going to be releasing for the cats, and the first reveal of the hardcore monsters on the side. So, Evan, where would you like to start?
Let's start with the Legend of Zelda content overall, since there's a few about those.
All right, so mostly Hyrule Warriors is getting a port to the 3DS with extra content, including three extra characters, being the King of Hyrule, Tetra, and you got the female Link, which would be Linkle. Even though they're saying it's a completely separate character, and earlier today they released the lore for her in the series.
Okay.
Which, funnily enough, after seeing the little bits of the preview for it, it's looking really nice. I noticed that what they did was they gave it the Smash treatment, where instead of keeping all the really high-res looking textures, they brought it down to a more cartoony feel, and it allows it to run slightly better on the 3DS. I don't know how extra limited the hardware is going to be. Probably we're going to have like smaller hordes of creatures attacking you at the exact same time. What it is, I am actually glad to see that the game is also coming out for a 3DS. I figured that would happen at a certain given time. I know it's not the first time it's been mentioned, because I believe they mentioned it around early this year. I think for E3 they mentioned that they were going to port it.
Okay. I'm actually kind of pumped for that, because I've always been a fan of the Dynasty Warriors kind of games, and Hyrule Legends is literally it's basically a reskin of that. So I really wanted to play it. So having the opportunity to get it on 3DS is gonna be great. Much more affordable too.
It was made by the same people who made Dynasty Warriors.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it sold rather well last year when they released it for the Wii U, so I can see why they would attempt it for the 3DS now. Triforce Heroes, I think, so far is the least impressive of them all. I played the demo recently, and if the dungeons are going to be just as predictable as the one for the demo, I'm incredibly worried.
I have not finished yet. This game is huge.
I'm aware that apparently a single player isn't going to be that great, and the fact that the costumes have different effects, okay, that's cool, but at the same time,
between me and other
it's
It's holding you back.
It's holding you back. It's a
We
gimmick.
played
And last time I
WWE,
checked, Zelda and gimmicks don't tend to
2K16,
work
so
very
it
well.
is Angry Joe
Except for the bunch of
created
random
wrestler
items that
versus
are used
Angry
in every
Joe.
situation
Wait, Angry
possible.
Joe created wrestler versus
The endless
another
pocket
Joe.
gimmick, that's the only one that works.
And we do 3 matches.
And fairies in a
you get
bottle.
to see who's
Something that
the winner.
they did
And
put
if you
into
guys
it,
like
though,
this,
I
we'll put
actually
up a
like,
tag
but I
team
think it's
match
too much hand
versus
holding.
Delrith and
They were gonna
Angry
put in the
Bird.
fierce
guys?
deity
So
costume,
enjoy this while we
which
work on the
when you
review,
attack,
okay?
it throws
That's
four
it.
different waves to different sides.
Over. I know
Okay.
OJ.
Yeah, so it's like you swing your blade, you're throwing out 4 different projectiles, so you're just making everything easier if you think about it.
Hey, so there's this guy on the other side of the room. He's got a water gun. He's a menace. Here, have a double barrel shotgun with unlimited
Yeah.
bullets and no reload time.
The biggest Zelda news, however, was Twilight Princess, because
Yes, please.
we've been somewhat expecting it ever since that the tech demo came out years ago when the Wii was for some
I
reason.
wouldn't come out like that anymore after 3 losses.
I am kind of sad that the textures have been downgraded
to the
from what
ring
we
with
were
my
shown in
head
the tech
down.
demo, but I can see why, because per se Twilight Princess, even though it was incredibly linear to a point,
There's popular and then
the
there's
world
this
was
guy.
massive to just read. You know, it was actually full of stuff. You had a lot of particles, so I can see why they dumbed it down a little bit.
No, yeah, and actually, I saw the graphics recently on the video about it, and it looks great anyway. So I'm okay with it.
Well, yeah,
Plus,
well,
I just loved the game, so they could make the graphics fucking Minecraft style. I'll still love it.
what they did for it was mostly they did the same thing they did for Majora and Ocarina, which was take the existing textures and just fix them up nicely, so that they would look a little more modern, if we can put it that way.
Yeah. It keeps the retro feel while still looking nice.
Yeah. What I am curious, however, is how they're going to implement the Amiibo support. Now we're getting a Wolf Link Amiibo with the game that is supposed to transfer data from TP to Zelda U whenever it comes out. Apparently, it's coming out next year. So that's going to be very curious to see. And it also has Amiibo support for the old Zelda Amiibo that was released with Smash.
Pause it.
Okay.
So there's that. Another thing that caught my attention,
Ready?
if anything, well, before we jump to it, I'm happy that
Bullshit!
I'm happy that the fact that
motherfucker!
Nintendo stated that they were going to become a toy company. And even though, to a degree, the Amiibo aren't as movement heavy as a lot of action figures and whatever, they are taking that interactive route of toys and digital media that Skylanders started years ago, and they're implementing it into a way better system.
That's true. Plus, it's giving people who are fans of collectibles and things like that a real run for the money, because they are. People who like collecting stuff, especially game memorabilia, are gonna really love the Amiibos. I mean, you got like 20 and you're not even a collector.
Yeah. I sort of am. I'm just like a small time collector.
You don't have them in the box. You don't have them in the box.
I don't keep them in boxes.
You're a casual collector.
Yeah, I like playing with my shit. I'm not gonna go like freaking this guy who went to Toys R Us a while back. I found out about this. I'm not releasing his name because there's people who know this guy.
Well,
This
I
freaking
guess.
guy-
I mean, it'd be really sad if you're the only one who knows him.
Shh, Jesse knows about him too. And there's like in the Amiibo scene, there's a lot of people who know about him. This freaking guy went once to Toys R Us, and now we're getting a little off topic. And simply because one of the employees dropped one of the toys that they were bringing over, because this is the thing, the toy was available outside, but all the boxes were somewhat damaged, like a teensy bits of damages.
Okay.
And the dude freaked out, like screaming freaked out, because one of the employees dropped the other toy,
Oh my god.
and he just went on a freaking rampage. So at least I don't land in the category.
The Amiibos are a big thing. Well, remember what happened in London? 2 guys fucking stole a lot of Amiibos from a truck
Yeah.
that
they
were
did.
limited edition or something.
Something
But
I'm happy about.
It's not that small like Skylanders. It's big. It's better than Skylanders. It's better than Disney Infinity stuff.
I mean, quality-wise, Infinity is still beating them toy quality-wise.
Well,
Because
quality,
I have both. I have both to compare.
collectible-wise,
they're still beating him. It's still memorable. Memorabilia.
Amiibos.
There's okay. Let me explain something to you. The reason why amiibos are so rare is mostly because of the lack of production on them, and
Yep.
lately that's been improving. I went on I think it was Friday. I went on Friday to pick up the Mewtwo amiibo, and what a surprise to me! They brought back more Captain Falcons, more Fox, more Little Mac. All these really rare amiibos got restocked together with Mewtwo, so that was really freaking good. There are still a couple like Lucina and Robin that still haven't popped up, but the reason why they're selling more than Infinity and Skylanders has been considered a ruined franchise for quite a while. Infinity, there's still people like there's a lot of people collecting them, but they're more common. They keep popping up everywhere, even when the first game has already passed away. And they're like the third one now with the Star Wars figures. So there's still that. But Nintendo, when it comes to toys and little figurines, they're way
Yeah,
more in stock.
yeah. Nintendo likes keeping that a lot. They like limiting their own stock so people kill each other for the things. Dicks.
Yeah, but little by little they improve.
Well, it works.
We
And-
don't
and-
want your money. We want your blood.
The thing about it is they've always wanted to be a toy company, and
Well, they started as a toy company.
they started as a toy
yeah.
company, and they went
You
to
know
games.
what? That's what you people don't know. They are a toy company. They've always been a toy company. They just like
Well-
playing with puppets, and we are the puppets.
Yeah. Amongst other things, going back a little more into the direct, there was we got shown a little more on Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is looking fantastic in my
Yes,
opinion.
it is. Yes, I actually saw a video, and let's just say my wallet opened.
Yeah.
Then
the
I
thing
saw
with,
it, and it was empty, so I cried.
the thing with it is, there's people complaining so far because we've been shown the open world that's gonna be for Xenoblade, but it's not as open as you would put, for example, Fallout. Fallout has this whole going into buildings and finding stuff inside them and whatnot. So far, all we've seen is the outside look of all the terrains for Xenoblade.
Okay.
Be it that the case, either way, the game is looking fantastic. And since the main idea of it is a classic JRPG, but not with the whole limited menu system. You don't really have to focus too much on the insides of buildings and whatnot. You have to focus more on the combat system, on the dialogue, on all these actual story-driven things for it. I do see
Yeah.
where the complaint is that you're gonna have this really big world but really little to do in it. But it's still, it's still in its own category. It's still really freaking good, and it's quite the upgrade for the Wii U from what we've had lately.
Definitely. Games in the Wii U have been. I don't know if I should say holding back, but they either tend to be too ambitious or very held back. At first, Wii U games started being pretty ambitious, but after a while, they started holding back a lot, and it actually felt like they were holding back. Which is why I never actually thought about getting a Wii U until now, until they started releasing all this new content, which is definitely giving me a run for the money I do not have.
Like something that does worry me, however, they're doing all this now. They're pushing all this on the Wii U. The Wii U is definitely getting more sales now for the holidays. But the main worry is the Wii U is there. It's gonna get all this hype, but NX is well on its
Yeah,
way
it's
in
coming.
development.
Yeah,
And
but you just said it. It's in development. They have still not announced if it's coming next year or not.
And we're
And
not even
if
sure
they-
if it's gonna be called
and
NX.
If they
That's just the
if
fun
they
thing.
announce it next year, it'll probably be for 2017. So
Yep.
people will still have time to enjoy the Wii U, even if you won't enjoy it as much as you would have, the previous gen, which lasted 5, 6 years or more.
Mhm.
So I do understand your worries, but people will still get their money's worth by playing the Wii U for a whole year.
Oh,
If it's
definitely.
like that. But honestly, I feel like the NX has been in such a lot. It's been a. Oh my god, words come back to me. I should have a dictionary in my room. Okay. It's been the talk of the town, basically. Everyone's been talking about it for the last year and a half,
Hype.
and we see no content except what the internet shows us. And let's be honest, the internet is not always the best place to find information.
Right.
Ironically, Wikipedia, we're talking about you. But
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like NX. I'm not really worrying about it because there's been so little information that I feel like it'll be at the most
It's gonna be a while.
at the earliest it'll be in 2017 at the earliest, and that would surprise me. At the latest, I'd say 2019, 2018.
Yeah.
If anything, and I still think we can push that a little further. Because they still have ways to go with the Wii U, especially with all this content.
Yeah, definitely. Plus, they just
and I
have to keep. Nintendo is great at recreating itself. They've always found a way to impress gamers, and it's always been an up and down with them. And honestly, right now it feels like they're going on the up track. So I hope they keep it up.
Yeah. Let's see something else that I could bring up. Before I jump into Fire Emblem and Star Fox, Mega Man Legacy Collection. It's incredibly overpriced. I'm sorry, it's $50 if you get the special edition
Yeah.
with the golden Mega Man. Which, by the way, they didn't even bother to change the Mega Man model for it. It's just a freaking.
That is true. I
Smash
could just
Mega Man.
buy the normal one,
Yeah.
get a
just
spray
different
can
gold.
with gold, and just.
Yeah.
There we go. I got a golden
Screw
one.
you guys for being this freaking lazy and not making your own goddamn amiibo. I'm not buying a $50 ripoff just to get a golden Mega
Just
Man.
get the normal game. Don't get the collectors.
And
You know
even-
what?
and even
Money.
then-
Get the normal game and then get a spray gold can, one of the little ones. There you go. You got it for like what, 40 something, 30 something?
And then you can
Probably
sell on
good.
eBay and get a lot of money out of it.
Exactly. And to be fair, god damn it, you're giving me $50 for stuff that right now the Xbox has. I think it's from Mega Man 1 to 6, freaking for like $20-$30 if I'm not mistaken. And I can just go on beyond the internet and emulate the games. You're not motivated.
Well, I haven't. I got it for Steam in like for $14.99.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Why would I go to a store and say, hey, give me Mega Man, give me all the old Mega Man games for $50?
Yeah, that's very pricey. I mean,
Yeah.
there's actually a lot. There's been a lot of collections for, I mean, not collections. Basically collector packs. They've sold the collection many times in various platforms. I mean, Xbox Arcade had it at a time, and you could buy it, and it was all the Mega Man games, and it's been like that for a while, and they've always seemed to be either increasing the price or keeping it at the even 20. That's usually it.
Right.
Seeing it at 50, just because they're adding an amiibo, feels extremely,
overpriced.
extremely cruel and, sorry for the word, dumb. I feel like
Nobody's gonna buy it.
it is.
Oh no,
It
there's
is
people.
dropping.
There's people who are
There's
gonna buy
people
it.
gonna buy
there's
it.
gonna
There's
be
people gonna buy it.
people gonna buy it.
The
Dumbasses,
the collectors who want the amiibo in gold, the real amiibo, because they're not gonna spray paint it. They're not, they're not me.
Well, if you know,
I mean,
those
there's-
that-
there's
those
a
that
few
want
things.
those that want it in both of them are probably gonna buy them. There's gonna be people who buy this stuff. There will always be people who get the demand. There
it's
will
not gonna be that
always be
valuable.
customers. The
It's not gonna be
problem
that-
is, I don't see the point in asking $50 for a collection that you put, sorry for it, but not a lot of work into it. It's games that overall have already been made. You're just replatforming them, which I know is a lot of work. But $50 is a new game. It's not a collection of old games.
Exactly. Something I will mention before we continue. Amiibo-wise, we had a bit of a leak today. Some of the retailers have been showing Amiibo that haven't even been shown from Nintendo
Announced.
themselves. Yeah, they haven't been announced. Recently, we got announced the Golden Mega Man, the Wolf Link, and Lucas for the Smash Cast. But we also saw today, throughout some leaks, that Ryu and the Famicom Rob are on their way, and Roy is gonna be a GameStop exclusive.
Ooh.
So it's throwing that out there for those of you who care about it. We also had Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah.
which is, it's always been one of my favorite series. I know some like the latest installment wasn't really the best. This one, however, it's promising to do something that the others didn't. And instead of limiting the amount of Pokemon that you're gonna be able to use, you are able to obtain all 720 Pokemon as different characters for you to
That's
use.
gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So
And
you
it's
got
gonna
that.
be a lot of replayability because you're gonna want to go through all of it with each one, level them up, get all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And
Like
you have all
Pokemon.
the really difficult and hard missions.
Pokemon.
And you're also gonna have co-op for this one.
Ooh, okay, that is interesting.
Apparently the co-op is gonna work the following way. If you faint in a mission, you can send a rescue note over Spot Pass, and your friends can pick up this rescue note and rescue you in the mission, so you can proceed. So
Okay.
it's a very odd mechanic that they're trying to put in.
So I'm basically rescuing the rescuers.
Yeah, it's like, oh hell, I got stuck in this dungeon. Oh, thank you. And
But that's it.
That is
You don't
That is
play with
extremely
them.
redundant. That's like a fireman getting trapped in a house filled with fire and calling more firemen. Help!
it happens though.
Help! Help!
So you got that Pokken tournament being brought into the Wii U. Fantastic move, especially considering
Yes.
that the arcade machines haven't really been doing the best. Something that they
Yeah.
did say for it, the secret boss, which is no longer as secret, Dark Mewtwo, can be unlocked on day one if you manage to get the Amiibo card that they're making for it. I'm disappointed a bit that they're gonna make the cards for Pokken Fighter instead of figures, because that would have been great. Especially after seeing that Mewtwo, that would have been great.
That is true.
Oh.
That is true. They dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's still sort of a move, and I am
Actually,
very
quick question: does
Yes.
Pokken have will it have amiibos? No, it won't, right?
it will, but in the form of
It's
cards.
supported.
Okay, in the form of cards. Will it
Yeah.
work like the amiibos in Smash Bros? Will they learn and stuff like that?
I do believe it's mostly for unlocking the characters, like in some cases.
Okay, okay.
But they haven't really talked too much on it. Like Dark Mewtwo was the first one shown.
Okay, because if it works like in Smash Bros, it'll be very interesting. It'll be fun because, the thing I've actually liked about the Amiibos, the only reason why I don't have them, and you know why, is because I have 2DS, and buying the attachment is kind of tricky with all these games coming out. So I don't know what to do, and I'm balancing the finances I barely have because it's actually just saving money that survives the week. But yeah, I've always liked the Amiibos because I don't know if you guys did it when you were younger. I imagine you did. When I was younger and I had friends over and things like that, I would put Smash Bros, any of the old ones, and I'd put all of the characters AI. Everyone chooses their character, puts them on random, maximum difficulty, put your money on the table, let's see who wins. And we just bet on it and saw who won, and it was hilarious. Just screaming at the screen, watching the AI kill each other. And the Amiibo is basically that, but much more hardcore because it's more personal. It's like a cockfight ring. You bring your own chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
And I really like that for Pokken.
Pokken, yeah.
Pokken. It's a fucking name.
It's Pokemon and Tekken together. Yippee!
I know. It's
Okay.
just that, it's 50 fucking ways they could have gone with that. But no, let's make a pun out of it. Yeah.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yes.
Okay, so let's continue. There's
Before
Star
we
Fox
continue,
Zero.
Before we go into it, Time Man, how much time do we have left? Please type it down, because you're not talking, and I really need to know. Whatever.
Time
Whatever
Man.
time is left, give us 10 more minutes.
Who gives a fuck? Stop us when we
Pokemon
get there.
Red, Blue, and Yellow.
Oh yeah, Pokemon Red, Blue,
Oh
and
yes,
Yellow.
yes.
Coming
Let's
into
continue with
the
If you want to
virtual-
call it like that.
It's not remastered. Let's face it, it's ported and it's added. It's adding the wireless support. That
Who
was
gives a fuck?
beautiful.
I
gives a
love that.
fuck? That is
was
awesome. That is
beautiful. I love
awesome.
that.
I have loved I love Pokemon in general, but I am a big fan of the old ones because I remember playing the old ones. I remember most of the things, and I remember one day I was playing Pokemon in my 2DS, and I got bored for some reason. And I said, you know what, fuck it. I started checking my cell phone, and I downloaded the emulator for one of the old versions. I think it was the red one, and I stuck there for like 2, 3 days, something. I don't know, like I don't know how long. And I was stuck on the cell phone, and I passed the entire game. and I once I passed it, I'm like, so I can pass this game, but I can't pass the one on DS.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I love it competitive wise because we're getting the old fashioned games with wireless support. You know what this means? This means that I no longer have to freaking worry over EVs and IVs and just freaking earthquake all you freaking assholes out of the place. Okay?
Hey,
Like,
hey, no, wait.
beautiful.
How do you think I feel? For me, the previous Pokemon game experience was this. Okay, I passed the league, I passed everything basically, and when I got to the point where most people start Ivy training, I'm like, how do I do this again? Just ask this guy. I asked you like 50 times. Every single time you told me exactly. Every single time you told me exactly how, and I actually started off on it. And at 20 minutes of having started off, each one of the 50 times I said, "Man, who the fuck's got time for this?" I could be doing productive things with my life. I won't, but I could.
So you have that. You have Star Fox Zero, which looks great, and it's
Okay.
getting better the more we learn about it.
For everyone who's played Star Fox games or has not, Star Fox Zero, when I saw it, I was extremely pumped. I remember the other Star Fox games. I've played a few of them. Have not played all of them. I'll be serious. I have not played all of them, but I have played a few of them. I played the unfortunate one in the GameCube, the one with the dinosaurs. And
Oh, Assault. Yeah.
But I also played the other one for the GameCube, which people don't seem to like that much, but it was actually pretty awesome. Though, I forgot the name, but it was in the GameCube as well. You could fight in the air, which was awesome because it was basically like the old ones, but better graphics, all that, good fights as well. But you also went on land with vehicles, the tank, and the weapons for close combat, which was not bad. I actually liked it a lot, and it also had a fun multiplayer, although I didn't have anyone to play with because I was a sad child. But yeah, I saw this one, and honestly, I've been waiting for a new Star Fox game for a while, and I don't have a Nintendo Wii U. I don't have the 3DS. I have the 2DS. Yeah, yet. That was the magic word. But I have been on Nintendo. I'm a fan of all consoles, but I have been a Nintendo fan because I actually started on the Nintendo, on the Super Nintendo. First games were Super Mario and Link to the Past. I actually had Paint Mario, which was fun and confusing, really confusing. But thing is, I'm all for adding bringing up these old franchises from the Nintendos, because we have characters like Samus in Metroid and many other characters, Fox, a lot of them, and they appear every single new Smash Bros. They always appear in Smash Bros. And everyone loves seeing them in Smash Bros. I mean, who doesn't? Everyone wants more characters in Smash Bros. I'm all for this too. But I really want to see these characters get their love. I want to see them get their own games, get their own stories back again. Because honestly, most people are just seeing them. Oh yeah, that guy from Smash Bros. And they don't know the full story. Like I'm gonna be honest, Captain Falco. I have not played any of the old ones. I have not played any of his games. I have played.
You mean the one and only game? Because
yeah, the one and only game. See, I didn't even know that. I know he had I know he had a game, obviously, but I have never played it. I've seen it. I've seen other people play it, but I have not played it myself, and it sucks not having played it. I mean,
since we're already in Smash Brothers, before we just finish the whole thing and we jump at least to a little bit of Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy, if anything, freaking Cloud.
Yes.
Let me go back on the sacred rule for Smash Brothers. If you want to be a character in Smash Brothers, you had to have a game on a Nintendo console. Final Fantasy had a game on a Nintendo console, multiple games on Nintendo consoles, but never has Cloud been in any of them, except until Final Fantasy Explorers, which is coming out next year. And we have him in. For those of you who might still be wondering and might still be crying like little bitches, because that's what you are, that Cloud made it into Smash, let me tell you this. Cloud is the poster boy for Final Fantasy. So I don't give a shit if you like Squall. I don't give a shit if you like Renoa. I don't give a shit if you like any of the other characters. He's the poster boy, whether you like it or not.
Exactly. I mean, he's not even my favorite Final Fantasy character. My favorite is Zack, and many others are above the list than Cloud. But I'm okay with Cloud being in the game. Why? Because Smash Bros. Has a lot of characters, of the main characters, and none of the secondaries. I mean, let's go with Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog. Tails, I love Tails. I love Tails more than Sonic. He's not in the game. He doesn't even appear as a trophy, which is sad. I don't think he does. No, he doesn't. But I like Tails, and I would like him more than Sonic. But we got Sonic. Why? Because his fucking name's the box. I mean,
yeah,
he is the poster boy. Final Fantasy is basically the same. When you talk about Final Fantasy, who do you think about? Cloud or Sephiroth? Sephiroth. Yeah.
You're gonna get Omni Slash, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Time Man.
Yeah.
All right.
Igor!
Yeah, we've had Victor here the entire time recording, just if anybody's wondering.
The reason why I'm calling him Igor is because he sounds sickly and weak. He's Master Igor! Where are you? Say hi.
So, you know, when we're getting a new Final Fantasy game, we're getting not one, two Fire Emblem games. Because apparently they decided to split the campaigns into two separate versions. But don't worry, don't fret. You can get both versions plus the DLC for $80. Sounds like a really tedious price. I did see something though, and I'm pretty damn certain that it's probably gonna get removed when they bring it over to America. Fire Emblem took the Pokemon route and brought an Amiibo into it, where you can pet all your lovely little waifus. God freaking.
It is so weird. Japan, why? I mean, come on, Japan. I know this is not the weirdest thing you got in your little box of fucked up toys,
but
but
we didn't need it.
I mean, why? What is the point of this? These are not pets. They are people, technically. I mean, this is so confusing. Extremely confusing and terrifying. You're just... Why? I mean,
it's fucked up.
I can't even continue a sentence about why. It's just so weird and out of place. I mean, the fuck? Just imagine this. Imagine any of the Dead or Alive games with this feature.
Well, I mean, they already have jiggle
The
physics.
abuse. They have jiggle physics. Jiggle physics.
They have
the same when you can. It's not the same when you can virtually touch them.
Stop.
It's so weird. Nintendo, you do know the internet exists, right? We don't need this kind of stuff.
Oh god, virtual reality. I didn't think about that.
You think about that. Think about that. Everything's gonna be emulated eventually. So you really want this on a PC with a little boy?
So
Japan, think about the consequences.
Stop it.
To wrap it up, because we've gone over the limit.
Yep.
There is no limit.
The games that we didn't talk about that you should check out, you have Steam World Heist, you have Typo Man, you have Fast Neo, which is pretty much F-Zero but restylized. You have Mario Luigi Paper Jam, you have Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, and the Badge Arcade, which is included with, not included, you gotta download it, which is a new way to customize your 3DS.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Rating Pending.
For those of you who might not know, it has a loophole. Just log in every day, do the practice rounds. You're always gonna get at least 2 free attempts at the machine. You don't have to put in $1 at all if you're patient.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, Mighty Number 9, which has been confirmed to have 2-player support and online co-op. And Final Fantasy Explorers, which we didn't talk over too much. Think about Monster Hunter Fantasy with 4-player co-op both locally and Wi-Fi. That's as much as I need to tell you for you to check it out. So
there are a few other things. New stages for Splatoon.
Yes.
browser-based portal for Super Mario Maker, since there's so much content that they actually needed a browser for it.
And
Not
browser-based
surprised.
content for Splatoon, since it's becoming a competitive scene over in Japan.
That is true. That is true. Let's see. Was there something else? I think there was. I think I'm forgetting something. Am I forgetting something? I don't know. I don't know. I'm very forgetful. I don't think I'm forgetting something.
This was
if
a good
I
year
am,
for
I don't know.
Nintendo.
This is turning out to be a good year for Nintendo, and honestly, I am proud of that. Nintendo.
Right, they also mentioned Yokai Watch, but it's not on the list for some stupid reason. But Yokai Watch was released recently, so we don't really have to cover it as often.
That's true.
There's that.
But yeah, this was basically Nintendo Direct. So
Yeah.
thank you for coming to the show, everyone. This is the Rating Pending Podcast.
And I was
shutting
your
off.
host, Victor the Red, signing off.
No, you weren't. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Easy.
Ego.